Hey guys, we got some eggs here from our extreme marine raptor female. So we're going to move her out of the way. As you can see, there's one egg right here. Perfect egg, looks very good. She laid a bunch of fertile eggs last year, which is awesome, so looks like she laid some more. So we're going to get this out right here. So there's one, looks like the second one is going to be right next to it. So these are exactly what you want from eggs. They're totally white, pearly whites as we call them in the hobby, so that looks amazing. So we're just gonna put it right here, try and keep it from not rotating at all. Obviously it's okay, so you can kind of just feel it. It feels pretty firm. There's a little bit of space in there. It feels like there is a little bit of extra room in there, but that's totally fine. It'll get firmer a little bit later, but this is exactly what you want. And another good thing to know about eggs is if you can't tell if they're fertile or not, you should just incubate them. Sometimes ones that may not look so fertile can totally turn into hatchlings. So I incubate everything because they just change over the year, and we'll know within a week or not if the egg is good or bad. So you see these ones are kind of small right here, but they're still firm and they're white. So I'll see within a week. If they turn into duds, then they're gonna be duds. I'll know very soon. But otherwise, as long as you have them in there for more than a week, you're much more likely for them to hatch. So, hey everybody, we just had one of our clown females lay some eggs today. We're pretty sure that she laid some eggs because she doesn't look as plump as she was last night. And you can kind of look right here, and you don't see any eggs in her at all. I'm pretty sure that there's some eggs in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to prepare the eggs. I get a little bit of tape right here just so I can label it. We'll do that in a second. But what I'm going to do is make sure that I can get a good ratio of, so it's going to be tared, so that this is 0 grams. And then I'm just going to get this about halfway full, maybe a little bit more. This is vermiculite right here. It's great for hatching geckos in. You just kind of put about, a 1-to-1 ratio of vermiculite to water in there. So it's going to be around 29 grams. So then what I'm going to do is spray it up to, I'm going to tare that, and then I'm going to make sure I can spray around 28 to 29 grams of water in there. But I still like to do a 1-to-1 ratio. Kind of just want to make it all even and flat. So you can see it's a little bit of a messy process sometimes. And then now we're going to bring out the hide box and look for some eggs. So a good sign that there's been eggs laid is when there's some kind of disturbance in here. It looks like the gecko's been digging around and kind of misplacing the dirt just because it's not all even. So, most likely they lay in corners. So you kind of just got to look around for it. Oh, it looks like there's some right there. So these are 2 eggs right here. It's exactly what you want eggs to look like. So these look perfect. Just set them over to the side. And what you want to do is you kind of just want to make 2 thumbprints right here. Just like that for the eggs. I've got really big thumbs, so it's a little bit different for me. So I don't want to bury it too much, but you kind of want to just bury it halfway, about. So they're just going to be buried right around an inch apart or so, and pretty much buried about halfway in. This just makes sure that the whole egg gets enough humidity, and once I put a cap on it right here, it's going to be able to retain that humidity in there pretty well and keep it in there. And there also are some holes on the side. They're a little bit hard to see, but there's holes every couple inches around here so that it does not get too humid in there and there's still some airflow, which is important for eggs. So then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to label this. So that was female 7. Today's May 3rd, and that's female 7, and then we're also going to put it for TSM because we're going to incubate these for some males. So that's pretty much all I do for labeling it. And then that's exactly what you want it to look like. You just kind of want those eggs there. Some people can put more eggs in their incubation trays if they'd like to. In here you can see that this big old female incubator right here, you can see that they're kind of spaced out a little bit. With this one, they're able to, have up to 8 per tray. But for the males, I just like to kind of keep 2 in there because I incubate much less males per season than I do females. So now we're just going to put this right in the male incubator. So the male incubator is down here, and it's 32 degrees Celsius, which is the same as 90 degrees Fahrenheit. That's exactly what you want it at. I got to turn this up a little bit more. It kind of goes between 92 to 94 degrees, even though really it's right around 90 degrees, which is, as it displays right here, 89.8. So that's going to be getting you mostly males. So you guys can see some more eggs that we have, TSM. I write they're TSM. Right, these ones are TSM. So now I'm just going to put these back here, and there we go. Alright guys, so right here you can see that there is an egg right here, but even if I couldn't see that egg that was covered, you can see that the female pushed all of this all the way up to the very top. As you can see, she dug it all the way up here, so that usually means that the eggs would be on this side because she would have tried to cover them, but she just dug it out to put the eggs right there. So I'm just going to get these little eggs out right here. 2 perfect looking eggs. I'm pretty sure these were laid pretty recently because they look like they're in great shape. A little bit stuck to the bottom, not really though. This is a smaller female. She does weigh enough to breed, but she does lay eggs on the smaller side. So these eggs, you can see this one's a lot smaller actually. The smallest leopard gecko egg I've probably ever seen. But we're just still going to incubate that one. Who knows, maybe it'll be a small baby. I would guess it's infertile most likely. So now, once again, we have our pre-moistened incubation medium. Just kind of do some holes right here. Place the eggs in. Alright, and of course, wrote down female number 4. Today is May 4th. So we're just going to close that. Put the sticker right here, the tape that says temperature TSM, which is temperature sex male. Then we're going to put this one in the incubator for males. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. Hey guys, I want to show you what's going on in the incubator today. This is our Serpent Hot Box Incubator. This one is one of the best incubators I've ever had. Right now I'm borrowing it from a friend who was going to breed ball pythons, but he decided not to this season. So anyway, he let me borrow this. So it's a pretty great incubator. And it's super secure and keeps great temperature. There's a little fan inside of it. So if you want to come over here, you can see we've just got all the eggs right here. And this is a TSF incubator. We have these little 8 trays. And see, if you can see this one, there's no eggs right here. At a point there were eggs here from female number 4. But I put 2 X's right here because they did go bad or were infertile. So I never will put eggs in this slot, just so that when it comes to record keeping at the end of the season, I can just take this sticker and see that both eggs were bad. And same here, you can see there's 1 egg missing, 1 egg missing. So this is where all the first eggs laid this season. So that's why there's roughly half of them are missing. But this is the second one that was laid. And we've only got 1 egg that went bad up here, as you can see. But the rest of the eggs still look very fertile and everything, and I just kind of write when they're due, so when I can expect them to hatch, just so that just by checking I can kind of get a good idea. And then here, all these ones, there's 8 of these, and they all look fantastic. So we should be getting all those be hatching around early to late June. And then right here, we got some more that won't be expected to be hatching until pretty much late June. Only 2 in there right now, but we still got to fill it up. And we've got plenty of breeders to do so. So anyway, with this incubator, we're kind of running it at 81, 82 degrees. It pretty much just stays there. As you can see, we've got some water bottles right down here. This is pretty much just to keep the temperature stable. It's kind of like insulating it. And as you can see, it's dropping down a little bit in temperature, so I'm just going to close it. A lot of things you'll hear about incubator fluctuations don't tend to be true. Maybe when a gecko hatches out, and it has a tail kink or it has a back kink, and someone says incubator fluctuation, or maybe it has bad eyelids or whatever, without actual proof of the incubator fluctuating a lot of degrees for a long period of time, that's when problems occur. But when it's something that kind of goes between you know, plus or minus 2 or 3 degrees is not really a big deal. Think about how leopard gecko eggs would turn out in the wild, right? That's how I like to do it. If eggs are laid in the wild by a female leopard gecko, they're not going to stay that constant temperature that entire 60-day period, right? Or 30-day period, depending on the temperature, right? They're going to fluctuate a lot. It's not going to be perfect, and those animals don't tend to hatch out with tail kinks and back kinks. Just because of the, you know, mass production of leopard geckos, because so many of them are being produced, they're pretty much just gonna come out with tail kinks or back kinks every once in a while, or some kind of deformities. The odds are just stacked that way that some breeders will experience that. But that's why, you know, I'm comfortable opening the incubator, you know, showing you the eggs, opening them up, getting some airflow in there, just because, you know, these eggs are pretty resilient. They're pretty strong, and they're not going to get killed by, you know, a 1 degree fluctuation. Or even if you take them out for a little bit just to, you know, write them down on a card or whatever, they're not going to get harmed, and the hatchlings are going to be fine. So that's a really good thing to keep in mind, that you'll see a lot of breeders selling stuff as back kink, incubator fluctuations, weird eyelids, incubator fluctuations, problems with the gecko, my incubator fluctuated. Well, you need to make sure that incubator is actually fluctuating and there's actually problems with it. And if there are, you should probably invest in a higher quality incubator like this one. Obviously, this is a pretty expensive one. You know, it's really for people hatching, you know, hundreds of eggs or bigger eggs, like ball python eggs that are, you know, that big, instead of leopard gecko eggs that are the size of a quarter. So anyway, it's important to know what incubator fluctuations really are. And I hope you guys enjoyed me showing you guys some of the eggs we collected, and also the eggs that we have currently incubating. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.